Good morning. It is Coach Jamila, and today I am sharing part two of my series on the secret struggles of the strong woman. So I am not going to rush as much as I have in the previous two videos. I'm going to kind of take my time a little bit more, but still keeping it short and brief because, as I've mentioned, if you don't know, I have a 3-year-old and a 6-month-old, and so my time is limited. But yesterday we talked about negative self-talk being one of those secret struggles. And the reason why I call it a secret struggle is because when you're a strong woman, you are a woman that has overcome some type of challenge, probably several obstacles and different things in your life, but you just continue to keep moving forward. And what's interesting is, as a strong woman, you may not sit there and say, I'm a strong woman, this and that, but other people will tell you that that's how they see you, that's how they view you after kind of watching you go through some things. And so the reason why I say these are secret struggles is because when you do seem to be strong, people just can't imagine that you would have any type of feelings inside that are kind of the opposite of appearing to be strong. So yesterday we talked about that negative self-talk. And today we're going to talk about two areas that kind of go together. And that is the secret struggle of actually a lack of confidence and self-doubt. Now you might say, okay, well, if a woman is strong, what do you mean that she would doubt herself or not have confidence? Well, listen, if excuse me, if she is strong and overcome these different things, yes, she absolutely is winning in many, many different areas of her life. But we are all imperfect. We are all on a continual journey. And so there are certain areas where there still is a gap there of some things that she is still struggling with. And so one of these is a lack of confidence. And like I said, it goes together with self-doubt. And so how does this show up? How does a strong woman tend to see this in her life? Well, she will find herself afraid of taking risks, feeling stuck, like she just can't seem to move past a certain level or way of being or whatever. A good example is this. So when I decide to really go full force into entrepreneurship, launching my own coaching business, I seem to hit this wall and I'm like, what is this? And it's happened before, when I had, and I have another business that is still ongoing, but it seemed like I would always get a lot of this momentum going, but it's like I couldn't break past this wall. And so what it is those are inner limiting beliefs that are actually underlyingly holding us back from getting to where it is that we want to be, despite all of the amazing talents, abilities, and qualities that we're bringing to the table. So as a strong woman, she may feel like no matter what I do, I can't seem to make it happen in this area. And so what an inner limiting belief might sound like and where they come from, because I'm a huge proponent and believer in that just about all these things started and are rooted in childhood. And that's why when I'm working with my clients, that's where we go to bring up, deal with, and release that stuff so you can move forward and stop having the 3 or 4-year-old version of you running your life. But anyway, what this might sound like is, for example, that money is bad, or rich people are bad, or I'm not allowed to have nice things, or I don't get what I want, or, all these different types of negative beliefs that can be, and I'm just using money and business as an example, but that can be around something. Another area, and this we're going to talk about in a different video, but I'll just touch on it briefly, can be negative inner limiting beliefs around men that can typically, with the clientele that I work with, it's always a straight beeline back to that relationship with the father that did or didn't happen and how it went down and all of that. But they will show up with these beliefs like all men are liars, or, just have all these negative things about men and then can't figure out why they can't seem to find a good one or get into a good relationship, or when they get into one, they just totally sabotage it. And so these are all these things that are going on inside of a strong woman, okay? So that's how that self-doubt might show up. She's scared of getting hurt. She's scared of losing her money. She's scared of taking risks because she doesn't want to fail, because she's scared to fail. And so the question is, so then, Jamila, how do I deal with all that? If what I'm saying to you is resonating, if it's speaking to you, you're like, yes, I am winning. I am doing a lot of things right, but my goodness, I cannot seem to get out of my own way. Then yes, those are the women that I work with. And so what you can do to start working on yourself, okay, is you want to really take some time. And again, it's going to be writing, right? Get paper and pen, just like yesterday. And I want you to really start thinking about these areas of your life where you just feel stuck and stagnation. And sometimes it's almost as if you can't put your finger on it, right? But what I want you to do is I want you to get out the pen and paper, and I want you to really start thinking about these areas. And I want you to start writing down what are some of these underlying thoughts and beliefs that are perhaps driving you. You know, dig down, allow yourself to really think about it and go there and make those notes of, like I said, like, oh, all money is bad, rich people are bad, or all men are liars, you know, whatever these things are, and they don't have to make sense. See, that's the thing. They don't make sense, and they don't have to be true, because that's not what it's about. See, a belief, an inner limiting belief, is simply something that you have told yourself over and over again and believed to be true. It doesn't mean it actually is. For example, you might feel or believe you're worthless. You are not actually worthless. That is simply what you believe, perhaps based on how you were treated or even neglected as a child. If no one made you feel valuable, special, or important, you usually grow up to be a person who doesn't feel like you're worth anybody's time or attention, and you'll take any relationship you can get into because you're just happy somebody's looking at you and calling you. So that's what I'm saying, okay? So you want to write those things down. And then I'm going to give you a really quick exercise that I want you to try on your own, and you can let me know how this goes. So I want you to take this situation where you're feeling stuck, right? And where you're feeling like you just can't seem to get it together. And I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to ask yourself the question. Now, if I was to look at this situation from a different perspective, what would I see? And I want you to allow yourself the time, because what this exercise does is it gets you out of the frame of looking at how you always look at things and kind of standing to the side and almost being on the outside looking in at your own situation, so that you are getting a fresh perspective or a fresh take on what's going on. And I'm sharing this with you. I'm actually going through a cognitive behavioral therapy practitioner course right now. So this is a little exercise I learned, because I'm always trying to get better so that I can be even more effective in helping my clients do their work so that they're getting those results that they want. But I want you to try it, and I want you to do that. Get that second perspective, right? Sit there, sit in it, and keep your eyes closed, and then write down what you discover from seeing it from that point of view. Then I want you to close your eyes. I want you to do it again and see what else you can see from a different point of view. And then I want you to write down, what have I learned from this? By seeing things in a different way, what have I learned? And what should happen is you should start to feel like you actually can kind of see a light at the end of the tunnel, that you actually can see what the steps are you need to take forward. And here's the thing, if you don't, if you can't get there, that's fine too, because really this is typically a guided exercise, but I want to give you something really quick you can try on your own, right? But at a minimum, I do want you to sit and stop and really think about these areas where you are feeling that self-doubt, where you are feeling stuck and afraid, and also where you are feeling that lack of confidence and like, man, I can't do that. And it's not I can't, it's I won't. That's really what we're saying when we say I can't. I won't do that because I am so, or I feel so. I want you to, again, like I said, get that paper out, write those beliefs down. And once you find those beliefs, I want you to take them and shift them on their head. We talked yesterday about catching yourself in your negative self-talk. I want you to catch yourself in your negative thinking, and I want you to shift those phrases. So instead of saying, for example, money is bad, you can say, it's okay for me to make money. It's okay for me to have what I want. It's okay for me to be with a good man. And the reason why I am starting this phrase with it's okay is because sometimes it's very hard for us to jump right into a positive affirmation to where we say, I am this or I am that, if it is like completely against the way we have always been thinking. So anyway, I know this is kind of a lot to try to put together. Oh, thank you. Someone, I'm reading the comments. A lot of times I don't look at the comments because I get distracted and I lose my train of thought because mommy brain is a real thing. And so I'm just trying to stay on target. But anyway, I don't want to ramble. But those are the two things that I wanted to cover today are self-doubt, lack of confidence, and I want you to really take some time and focus on yourself and writing these things down and giving these exercises a try, because it's always good to do what you can yourself first. And then, of course, if you can only get so far and you're like, I can't, I need help, that's fine. DM me and I can kind of talk to you about what it is that I do with my clients and how I help them to get out of their own way. All right, so you ladies have a good day. Take care.